Hey, and welcome back to the Aeroview Lifestyle. I'm Ariel, your go to interior designer for elevated interiors, thoughtful process, and custom homes that blend form and soul, especially when it comes to aviation loving clients and busy families who crave a sense of home. In last week's show, I mentioned that I'd be walking you through a full client transformation so you could see what it really looks like to go from vision to reality. Today, I'm delivering on that. This episode is a behind the scenes journey through one of my recent favorite projects, a whole home refresh for a sweet family who had been living in their house for years but never really settled into it. It's a story of trust, transformation, and what can happen when a home finally starts to reflect the people who live in it. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to work with a designer start to finish, how do we take inspiration and translate it into real rooms? What do we do when timelines shift or budgets need balancing? Or how do we make sure a home doesn't just look beautiful, but feels like you belong there? This one's for you. Let me introduce you to our clients, Savannah and Grant. They're a hardworking couple with three amazing kids, ages 6, 11, and 16. Life is full. Savannah owns a small business and works long hours. Grant works in the mortgage industry. They're sweet, grounded, and completely trusting once they hired me. Their energy was, "You're the expert. We trust you to do your thing." They had been living in their house for almost 3 years, and it still hadn't done anything with it. No art, no personality, just a few basics: a bed, a sofa, some stools. Nothing felt wrong, but nothing felt right either. They were afraid of getting it wrong, so they did nothing at all until they reached out. Our very first conversation was warm and full of relief. Not pressure, not overwhelm, just this huge sense of finally. Savannah told me, "We just want it to feel like home. We've been living in this shell and we're ready for it to reflect us." From the very beginning, I knew this wasn't just about furniture. It was about identity, belonging, joy, creating a space that fit their life now and could grow with them. So we started with discovery. I asked questions like, where do you spend the most time? What do your mornings look like? What do you want people to feel when they walk in? What does home mean to you? I also observed how they moved through their home, which corners were avoided, which areas felt like clutter zones, which ones had potential. Savannah had printed out pictures of things she liked, so many beautiful rooms, but she couldn't quite articulate why she liked them. But I could. That's part of the designer's job, to see the thread, even when clients can't name it yet. From her images, I noticed a clear love of curves, texture, soft classic blues, old world detailing, but with a modern breathability. We pulled all of that into a concept I would call elevated French country. Think wing-back chairs, antique-inspired tables, textural wallpaper, soft palettes, and custom paneling. And let me tell you, when you get a concept right, you can feel it. It clicks. Everything from then on becomes easier. We designed for the entry, sitting room, living room, dining area, primary bedroom and bath, office, the two boys' rooms, and the stairwell, which became a secret showstopper. Savannah's one big request: the entry is my favorite part of the home. It has to feel like something. So we made it a moment. Custom paneling, a graceful wallpaper, a carved wood console with a statement mirror, We even added layered lighting to create drama at night and softness during the day. I spent a good half hour just playing with rug samples in that area, making sure the tones complemented the wallpaper exactly, because in design, those 2% differences make all the difference. At one point in the process, I asked if they wanted to keep their couch. Another designer had told them they had to replace it. But when I asked, "Do you actually want a new couch?" they said, "Honestly, we like this one." So I said, "Then we're not changing it. We're using that budget to get you your dream wallpaper instead." That shifted the energy. It reminded them this process wasn't about chasing trends or starting over. It was about building a space that fit them. And to me, that is luxury. Having the confidence to create a home that serves your story. We used washable rugs, and thank goodness, I was on site the day after a major thunderstorm and got to witness firsthand the wild swirl of dogs, backpacks, and muddy sneakers. These are real lives. Design has to support that. We added soft velvet in the primary bedroom, masculine built-ins for Grant's office with custom display shelving, personality-packed boys' rooms with accent walls, a light blue cabinet wall in the kitchen that now ties into the drapery and rugs beyond it. Every room feels different, but together they tell one story. Around halfway through the project, I had to make a quick pivot. Our original cabinetry guy wasn't going to be able to meet the timeline. So I scrambled, called in favors, and found a new vendor who could pick up where we left off. And here's the thing. The new vendor ended up being perfect. Sometimes those shifts we think are disruptions are actually divine realignments. I kept the clients updated, gave them full confidence, and it all unfolded smoothly. Savannah walked in, saw the wallpaper in the entry, stared at it for a moment, and then she cried. The boys lit up, they ran to their rooms. Grant stood in the living room, looked around, and said, "Finally, our house feels like a home." That moment, I'll never forget it. Savannah pulled me aside later and said, "I couldn't have done this without you. Not with the hours I work, not with everything we had going on. That's why I do what I do." If you're listening to this and wonder if your home could ever feel that way, it can. You don't have to tackle everything at once. You don't have to know what you want. You just have to start. If you want help, that's what I'm here for. This is what I love. Book a complimentary discovery call with me at the link in the show notes. We'll talk about where you are, what's not working, and how we can turn your home into a space that makes you exhale. I want to leave you with a few journal prompts you can reflect on today. Number 1, what room in my home feels the least like me and why? Number 2, if I could wave a magic wand and change one space instantly, which one would it be? Number 3, what would it feel like to be proud to host in my home again? Number 4, what decision have I been putting off out of fear of getting it wrong? Number 5, what is one space in your home where your lifestyle and your decor feel misaligned? Number 6, if a guest walked in today, what is the first impression your home would give? Number 7, what would it look like to let go of perfection and just begin? These questions are where true design begins. Not with Pinterest boards, not with tile samples, but with honesty. Next week, we're talking about how to design for connection this summer. from gathering spaces to meaningful rituals, and how to support your summer lifestyle through design. Until then, keep dreaming big, living elevated, and remembering life's always better at altitude.